Hey guys, welcome to the think tank. Oh, the commercials. So, are they putting in good ones at least? Like I don't get commercials, so I'm not sure. Hubby's got it at some other setting. Morning, Mel. Morning, Tracy, Dandy, Mexi. I appreciate it though. You know what I mean? I do truly appreciate that, guys. That's really um yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It does. It really does help. Um, I appreciate it. I really do. Okay, so I'm just trying to get organized here on my chair even. And Tracy, you're ahead of it. Hi, Jazzy. Oh, okay. Awesome, Dandy. Yeah, because I don't know what kind they're putting in or what have you. Do you like that music? Seriously? Yeah. Um, most well, not most, but a lot of the music that I've got on there, Blifton that comes in once in a while, he does all of that. He's awesome, and Mexi puts them together for me. So, she's the one that deserves the credit for the intros. Yeah, I love the intros. It's funny because Mexi and I were just talking about that before I came live. Good day, James. How you doing, friend? Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. So I thought maybe we should be looking at Bryan Kohberger again. Let's see here. 2 there. Okay. Froze up, did it, Mexi? All good. Yeah, great to see all of you guys. Sir James. So yeah, Bryan Kohberger, oh my word, this guy. So a little bit's been happening there. So I thought maybe we could check it all out as far as updates that way. There's no new paperwork. I checked before I came on, so there is that. But he's been trying to fight the grand jury's decision, backfired. And what else is that little ish up to? What we know about Kohberger. So we'll find out a little bit more about cameras in the court. And talk a little bit about, Dylan Mortensen. I mean, everybody's gonna have their thoughts as far as she goes, right? So maybe talk about her a little bit and Bethany. I mean, I think what everybody's really worried about when it comes to that is more the fact that we've got those 8 hours, right? Like, that's a lot of time to be unaccounted for. A lot of people say the girls were talking back and forth. A lot of people are just saying, I wouldn't say just us, but it's going around that, they slept through this. Well, how did a camera hear that big bang next door? Remember that big, "Ugh," and then the person falls? How is that heard about 50 feet away on a camera, but nobody in the house heard this stuff? So, yeah. Hey, Sarah, good to see you, friend. Kiska, welcome. Good to see you, friend. Hello, hello, hello. I love your name, by the way, Kiska. Hey, Melissa. Hey, hey, hey. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Let's take a look here. Look a little, talk a little, look a little, talk a little. Okay, so I don't know why this is, see if I can fix it up because I don't know why it's so off kilter today. So, Idaho M's everything to know about suspect deleter Bryan Kohberger, and there's that freak right there. In my personal opinion. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna go here. Let you guys get better a better view of it. Oh, so what do you guys think? We're looking at his next appearance, victims, cameras, out driving, and the witnesses texting. You know, as far as I can tell, these are pretty much the biggest questions that we've got right now. You know, what was happening in that house? Um, they've we know that they partied, but so did I when I was that age. We all did. There's nothing sideways about that. What's sideways is whether this person actually entered their house at a party earlier or, we don't know exactly all the techniques he was doing to prepare for this night. And I'm sure, pretty sure, in my opinion, he was preparing. You know, we've looked at a lot of, yeah, we've looked at a lot of their documents and, yeah, the bushy eyebrows. I cannot see all that stuff happening in the house and them not hearing it. I'm sorry, I'm not I personal opinion. And, I don't believe that they went back to sleep after all this for 8 hours. These things are not making sense to me, you know? I imagine that good day, crew. Good day, Douglas. This is it. Something we talk about all the time, like, who doesn't have furniture when they're supposed to be there for at least 1 semester, more likely 2? And he was also there as a student a little bit, so no furniture. It just yeah, it's still a strange, strange thing, isn't it? Isn't that the thing? He should be guilty just for those eyebrows and the looks he gives in court, the smug grin he has. Doesn't he? Look at him. And I do. I think this guy is freaking evil. And yeah, like you watch him and he goes over there, and if he sees it, he'll look, and then I'll move over his head here. Like he's just got the strangest eye movement. And I do, that's what I say. A, a strange little incel. That's pretty much what I say. Nothing adds up. It really doesn't. And, I'm not even saying that these 2 had anything to do with it. I'm just really I wanna know why they waited 8 hours, and I think that's like a lot of us. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if he had been watching them for a while sitting in a tree like a little tooth fairy. I think I definitely think that he cased this out, and there's a lot of times nobody was home. There's a really good chance in my mind that he was partying there, if not very close by. Yep. Even the brokest of college students have a shower curtain. Right? Unreal. So what's up with this dude? Well, he just tried to, have the case basically thrown out. He wanted, there's actually just little bits and pieces right now, but honestly, he looks guilty and guiltier to me every time I look at him. I can't change that. Darty eyes. Yes. Good way to say it. That it is. I do find it curious. There hasn't been reports from his old college of him being difficult, but there are kind of, right? He got kicked out of that one class where he was, something was going on. The girls were complaining about him. And then he took some time off and then he went to another college or university. I'd have to look it up, but he actually, there's been reports. Does that guy have the same kind of like yuck look to him? But in the 6, 7 months he was in Washington, he kept getting into trouble with his professors. Students didn't like him. And, there's even stories of him going into Idaho and going to the cafeteria for the Idaho university, and that he would just, get something and then just sit there and do that shifty, weird eye movement thing. I can't verify that, but that's one of the things that the streets are saying. I was terrified of the tooth fairy when I was a kid. That's fair. Probably why he's gotten what he has for all this time. The look, smug grin, eyes. He knows how to look at someone and he gets what he wants. Yeah. Yeah, well said. Yeah, he's creepy as F. He was fired from his teaching assist job before he left Pullman. That's the thing. He did too, didn't he, friend? But I wonder, we still haven't found out exactly why he. Oh, okay, Douglas. I didn't realize. I didn't realize. Guilty of unaliving 4 university students in Moscow, Idaho. Someone went into this house in between. I mean, the times kind of vary, but they say about between 4:10 or slightly after that he went into this house through sliding doors, walked through the kitchen area, past a bedroom that a university student was in, went up the stairs, went to a first room, they're saying, because it has 2 rooms and a bathroom on the 3rd floor. Well, yeah, I don't know how they put that, but basement first, second is like living space, a couple bedrooms, and then there's the 3rd. So up there was 2 bedrooms. One was Maddie's and one was Kaylee's. Well, Kaylee had come back to 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho. And she came back. She had bought a new, I think they're called Land Rovers. And she went back this particular day. She'd already moved out to show her best friend Maddie her Range Rover. Well, in the middle of the night, this bugger shows up. Kaylee didn't have a bed, so what happens is she's sleeping with her best friend in her room. Well, allegedly, this creep comes in. The first door, nobody in there but Kaylee's dog, Murphy. Across the hall, there is Maddie's room. Well, it sounds like he got Maddie first with a like a big buck, and sounds like he attacked her, and then he attacked Kaylee. In the meantime, he lost the sheath for this weapon. Did what he planned to do or whatever up there, went down. Looks like he probably, instead of going through the kitchen and leaving, he went into their living room, turned left for whatever reason, and went and attacked Xander Kernodle and Ethan Chapin. So now we've got 2 other roommates that are still alive. One's saying she's seeing things for, a time or 2 through her bedroom window or her bedroom door, I'm sorry. Buddy walks by. She says she sees him. She closes her door. Buddy goes through the house and leaves. Now, from the time that he has done this, and allegedly these girls were sleeping, this wasn't reported for 8 hours. So that's kind of where they are. Yeah, he unalived 4 of them, 2 survived, and he didn't even go to them. So does that make sense to everybody? Did I explain that right? Yeah, this is what his help me out, guys. Oh my goodness. Fibrofog. This is his alibi. He liked to drive around at night. Yeah, plenty of reports of his he'd creeped out a lot of women, and he also treated them differently. He was creepy around women. Yeah, not near as charming. Yes. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I don't think anybody wanted much involvement with being associated with Nothing Burger. He's very creepy. Yeah, he just oh my god, he's freaking creepy, guys. There were a lot of peeping Tom incidences for lurkers reported in Moscow in the months leading up to this. Yeah, and there was also a little dog that was taken right from his yard, right from his backyard, it sounds like, and was skinned, and bad things happened. Don't know who that was. Yeah. Yeah. As always in the think tank, it's all alleged. All we are doing is basically sharing ideas. So everything is always alleged in the think tank. If it's fact, we'll say it's fact. Otherwise, this is just us, spitballing basically. Wasn't there unalived animals found in the backyard? That sounds really familiar, but I haven't heard it for a while. I'd have to check into that, but nothing surprises me, right? Not with this guy. Yeah. Yeah, 4 beautiful, talented students. That isn't irregular for college boys. Not that I promote it, but it's common, I would think. Yeah. Yeah, the gal that had her car rummaged through not far from 1122. This happened just like a day or 2 after. Like, it was maybe not quite I think within that time frame, if I can remember correctly. He definitely comes across, "I can do whatever to whoever, and I'm untouchable" attitude. Someone in his past has let him think that. Absolute no consequence. He was shown by everyone. Yeah, because you do hear that some creepy crap happened before too, right? And one thing, we've talked about before on the channel is okay, when he went to Pennsylvania with his dad. Pennsylvania? With his dad. Why did the sisters go into that car as soon as they thought they could, that it was safe enough? Why did they want to go through his car? Allegedly, they had heard about what happened in Moscow. They had heard that it was a similar car or the same type of car as their brother's. But what would make you, something like this would happen, and I would not go to my brother, maybe one of them, but the brother I was raised with, I wouldn't start going through his crap because he had a similar vehicle. No, not what I would expect after my little bro. Who does? Right. Allegedly, he did it, but my spidey senses are rarely wrong. Yeah. Hi, Inez. Hola. Yeah, agreed. His eyes. I have a thing for these eyes. I don't know what it is. I mean, through my life, sadly, I've met a lot of people with that same look. I've got an uncle that's no longer alive, but it's really unusual to see them. But when you do, you know what it is, right? The eyes. I always look at and I envision what these young people had to see. How frickin' terrifying that would be. Ted Bundy and this dude next to each other. Yeah, I think I've shown that. It's like, ooh. Yes, it is, isn't it? Like those eyes. Yeah. So now with that said, he did. He unalived 4. But it's also being thought that maybe he was going after one. Allegedly the one being Maddie Mogan. But there's 2 unexpected components this particular night, allegedly. Kaylee had moved out, but she was there. I'm sure he didn't expect that. And Xana had her boyfriend Ethan over, and that wasn't very common either. So now, was he shocked? Was he jealous? Was something really unusual happening when the girl he seemed to want, had a woman in the bed? Did he look at that sideways and get the wrong idea? And really, because we've heard Kaylee suffered. I'm hoping not. I hope it was fast for her, but it sounds like he was nastier to her. So what would the reason be? Was he, like I say, was he jealous because that's where he wanted to be? Or was he shocked and this is just what he had to deal with? There's another person there. And I'm thinking he expected to get one person and it snowballed. We know that allegedly Kaylee yelled, there's someone in the house. So did everybody on the next floor, because I'm sure she didn't say it like under her breath, right? So did everybody hear her? Because Dylan said she did. So was he trying to get out? And either Xana or Ethan had just been coming around the corner and they seen him, so he had no choice to do this again. There is that one sound that they hear on that camera about 50 feet, is that what they said, or 50 yards away. And it caught like the most horrifying sound ever. And then you just hear something thud. So they're saying they think that could have been, sadly, Ethan, right? So was he going for one and ended up having to get 4? Now, Dylan said I do believe, let's put it this way, that Dylan had said that they made eye contact. So is he just worn out? Is he just worn out? We don't know, because there was 2 other people that made it. And again, I think the thing as far as that goes now, the thing that's really confusing everybody and why they might be targeting the 2 girls, Bethany and Dylan, is that missing 8 hours. Nobody understands that missing 8 hours. Did they stay in? What happened? Why didn't they call? So there's so many questions and all of them are big, right? Oh, right. Oh, it's just quite the case. This case, Douglas, has got like rabbit holes you wouldn't believe, and we go through every single angle we can. That comment was so weird. What did I mean? What did I miss? Yeah. Yep. Scary as hell how they actually looked at each other. Hey, Cat. Does not make sense at all, in my opinion, why a man student says he is giving grades same to all. Are you new in the case? Come again? Yeah, gross and creepy is right. Yeah, obviously had no game. Right. Such an incel, not a smooth operator is right. Apparently, BK had a Tinder date with a girl, and that was his comment to her. Yes. Yes, right? He remarked to a date that she had he did. Yeah, allegedly, but guilty as sin. Yeah. Lots of arguments at the moment with his supposed alibi, how he he has it's how could he have been in 2 places at once? Yeah, and I think probably his the information his car gives is probably the best information, and all the cameras. Like, we haven't seen 90% of what they have on cameras either. Allegedly, DNA and phone location evidence. Yeah, he apparently drove around quite a lot with his dad. Yeah, what an alibi. I mean, he didn't have one. What did they try to say at first? That, oh my god, I lost it. Oh, true crime has already been through crap and rumors, debunked already. Ought to listen to someone new. He has mastered his digital forensics, definitely not driving his own car, and go all cameras. Well, I'm not new, but thank you. And thank you for being here. Enjoy, my friend, enjoy. Just enjoy. Yeah, but he liked driving around a boat too. At Douglas Banks, matched a single source male DNA on the sheath at the scene. So do you guys think there's more? I mean, I hear every once in a while that there's more, right? They are darty, but they don't transition correctly. They don't, right? Well said. Yeah. James. Bundy case neighbor hear everything, but they live in a muted mode house, I guess. Right? Sarah Adams, okay. Thanks for the info with DNA already matched. Yep. And yeah, like, I mean, it's a kabillion. It's like direct, strong, strong, strong match. It's something to do with the eyes being too close together. I've heard that somewhere, or I might have just made it too. The weirdest part of this is the whole wearing gloves, bagging his trash, putting it into a neighbor's bin in the middle of the night. Very, very odd. Very, very sus. It's obvious the person didn't care about who was there. If he had been watching the house, he would have known the vehicle's constantly there. This night, Kaylee's car was there, and Ethan's. So was Ethan's car there? I thought Hunter's truck was there for some reason, and Ethan and Xana walked home from Sigma Chi. Do I have that wrong? Me too, Frankie. No matter how bad you are, the lies, secrets, whatever it is, but the eyes will never can lie. This guy's eyes are odd. Yeah. And they're cold. You can tell so much by people's eyes. I think so too. Yeah, his eyebrows too. If you took off the eyebrows, you wouldn't be able to gauge his mood. That's very interesting too, right? The only thing I'm surprised about this guy is he didn't use the cast on his arm, right? PC says it's definitely possible it was Xana. DM heard someone saying someone's here. Yeah. I think he's 6 foot. I think he's 6 foot tall. Who would know Ethan was there? Only inside group would know. Nothing makes sense at all. Go ahead. You have a long way to go. You make things up now. Nice to see you, Cat. Yeah, there's always 1, 2, 3. You never know what streams are going to bring, right? You ladies know how to deal with that. I think he's talking to me. Zap. If I see nothing but bushy eyebrows in Moscow on body cameras, something's in the water, I guess, apparently. That could very well be. Oh, doesn't he? He's got some big bushy ones. No, you can't. Yeah. Just looking at his ears, is he Jewish descent? Can also connect high up in law or very rich people, methinks. That's the way I think he feels about himself, upper class. And I think he does that probably because he doesn't feel really good under his skin. That's my thought. Yeah. That's what they said, and I don't think they all were. How could they have all been? I mean, somebody just had a delivery at 4:00 from, DoorDash. So, how do you eat that fast? Xana was playing on her phone. So how do you go from that mode in, like, a very short period of time to being knocked right out? I worked with federal police many years ago. Also, a good friend of mine is ex-female detective who has showed me a few tricks of the trade, so to speak. Nice. Now you've got it one up, friend. You've got one up. I'd like to have your brain. We'll just switch it up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I agree. I'm really bad at distinct being able to distinctively tell one from another. It's all one color to me. I don't know. I don't have now if you're talking English history, I got a little bit of experience there, but as far as anything else, not so much. And I took several courses on Egyptology before I started doing this. That was awesome. Nice. That's very nice. Your input's greatly appreciated. Yeah, exactly. At 412, Xana was on TikTok. So how does she go from that to like totally? Yeah, he's out by 420. You bet. Yeah. And Xana on TikTok. He's out by 420. 1417 outside camera picks up muted muffle sounds and a large crash. 420 skids out. Yeah, it was a pretty horrible sound, actually. And it really does sound like someone was just attacked and dropped. They're tricky, Mel. I'd love to have you, friend. Oh, do they, Douglas? Okay. Frozen shock face. Well, absolutely. Cleaning up and group straight up stories, maybe. Do you know what? Like, I can't disagree. Like, what did they do? That's a long time. 8 hours just to be like, mm-mm. All righty. So I'm going to take a look at this. It's been months since Bryan Kohberger was apprehended for his alleged crimes. However, in his case, it's far from over. Latest news, he was denied the request for grand jury indictment and was rejected by the district court judge of Idaho. I love this name, Judge John Judge. Bryan Kohberger was arrested on December 30th, 2022, 4 counts of and 1 count of felony burglary. The victims were 4 students of University of Idaho. Females? No, there was not 2 males. What are you saying? There was 3 females and one male, Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. On November 13th, 2022, the suspect, Bryan Kohberger, fatally attacked Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. The University of Idaho lived in a shared rental home in Moscow, Idaho. This house is not too far away from the university itself. So the girls were all roommates, and Ethan was going to a different place. They tried not to have females and males mixed in sorority houses, and this was an off-campus sorority house. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see here. Oh, no. It's 48 minutes. So that's law and crime. And we won't go through 48 minutes of it. On that unfortunate night, the assailant entered the house and brutally attacked the students. Ethan was not a resident of the house. However, he was staying the night with his girlfriend, Xana Kernodle. There were two more individuals in the home when the crime was committed. Their name is Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk. Although Dylan and Bethany were not attacked by the suspect, the duo explained that they saw the deleter. Nah, only one said that, okay, I don't believe these guys. They're getting too much crap wrong. I say no. No. Yeah, I say no. I'm not one to put out crap information. And if they can't get the victims right, no. Let's see here. Okay, I'm good to go there. All righty. Bryan Kohberger update. Idaho. Judge John Judge makes a key camera ruling as dismissal bid is tossed. I mean, good try, but again, no. Let's just make sure that this isn't 5 minutes long. Ah, that could be, that's kind of Douglas, that last comment, it's kind of what I've wondered.
If they don't waive that right. Well, in September, the judge over the capital murder trial for the man accused of killing 4 students from the University of Idaho is delayed. Officials say Bryan Kohberger waived his right.
Okay, so this is just 2 days ago. So what? I'll read this now instead. Close you up.
What's going on there, Jojo? You all right, pal?
Nope.
No. Bryan Kohberger returned to court today for a crucial hearing to argue why the grand jury indictment against him should be dismissed. John Judge denied the motion, but first made an unexpected decision to allow cameras in the courtroom. I'll be filling out the paperwork, guys. The 28-year-old criminology PhD student is currently awaiting trial for the deleting of university students of Idaho, student Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Both the defense and the prosecution have been against cameras in the courtroom, but the media and the victims' families have fought for cameras to be allowed. Don't you guys think it should be up to the families in a big way? You know, and this, I don't think that these families would have stood back very, very quietly. I think if this wasn't allowed, they'd appeal it and fight it hard. My personal opinion. Gonsalves family, they've been on this. So early this year, Mr. Kohberger's attorneys filed the motion to dismiss the charges against him, citing a biased grand jury, inadmissible evidence, and prosecutorial misconduct. They tried to argue errors and grand jury instructions, but the judge said it's the same instructions given to grand juries for 100 years. So take that. Mr. Kohberger was linked to the M's that rocked the town of Moscow through DNA evidence, cell phone data, and eyewitness accounts of his white Hyundai Elantra. His attorneys have previously tried to argue that DNA may have been planted, yada, yada. And the state has not handled all the evidence for the defense to review. That's what they're saying. You know how this goes. You know how this goes. So I will be doing my darndest to be able to get, you leaving us, Sarah? Have a good one, friend. Have a good one. Be safe, my friend. So, where was I? Doo, 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 doo. I think so too. Mm-mm. It's really sad when people have to or feel they have to be closeted. That just is, to me, that's heartbreaking. You gotta be who you are. Are you sure about that, Melissa? That's the first time I've heard that. Where'd you get that from? I'd love to find it and look at it myself. Honest, I would. It's amazing. My sidewalk is my front door, my yard is very closed. So the deer, and it's close, like it's close and closed in, but I watch the deer literally walk down my sidewalk. It's just like, how many this time? It's the most adorable thing. Yeah. Well, when I heard of this case, I went right to Bundy. The good-looking guy smiles to the cameras, all the attitude. You know what? I would say either mad about it or mad at the fact that he believes he can't be who he is. So my aunt told me about this guy that transitioned. He was from another country, came to teach English to, I can't remember what school kids, but it was like way, way, way north. So while he went and started teaching there, he decided to transition. So he was going to the middle of Roughneck area, lots of different native reserves, all of that stuff. And he transitioned while he was there. And my aunt moved from that spot, so I don't know how she's done living in a redneck country, but I'm hoping really well. I'm hoping really well because, people should not be judged for that, in my opinion. Another hearing. Yeah, that's right. Good reminder. Thank you. I've always believed any victims' families or major crimes like this and others are the ones who should decide if it's their lives that have been ruined after all. Well said, right? See you later, skater. He has a PhD in criminality. There you go. I was spot on with the previous comments about him. Yes, you were. I keep forgetting you're not fully up to date. There is a full playlist. I've done lots on Bryan Kohberger from the very beginning on the Idaho 4 case. So feel free, just go through them all and you'll be more than up to date. A couple giggles in there once in a while too. You know how we work over here at the think tank. Indictment is going to Supreme Court. I think trial will be 2025 if there will be a trial. These cases take so much time, too much, and prosecutor has not give all the necessary discovery. Yeah, I think one's in Indiana and one's in Idaho. 2 different states, but I wouldn't know driving distance. Do you think this will go all the way to the Supreme Court, friend? It very well could. But I just think, yeah. Frat house K-bar. I don't think I know what you're talking about other than the obvious, but I don't think you're talking about the K-bar that was there, are you? Used there, I guess? That belonged in that sheath? Yeah, she did. Yeah, she said the 31st for that case. So if you've got like that kind of experience, Douglas, you're very, very familiar on how a lot of these people end up, right? Hello. How you doing, friend? I think so too. Yeah, I think there's enough evidence to get a solid conviction. I think so. And, you know, his lawyer, he's got darn good lawyers, let me tell you that. If they can only come up with like I was, oh, no, you don't. No, 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 you don't, you little mofo. I got to get rid of that bugger in the back, guys. If you see that rapper, get rid of him. He's a nasty, ignorant little troll. Gary Stephen as well. Yeah, they both got into the back. So if you see that first name that I said, can you guys like banish? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Like a lot of people aren't going to know how much trouble they cause. It's just, you have no way of knowing. It's all good, friend. Let's see here. Oh, thank you very much for the pizzas. Oh, so nice. I appreciate you, friend. Oh, and Kristen, thank you guys. All right, I appreciate it very much. So yeah, anytime mods, anytime you see rapper, banish him from this side and I'll get in the back and banish him from back there. I like the word they use for that. We've got really great subs, a great community, a great family started. You know, I want to make my channel and change it. I think that it's Frankie's Elites. I just want to say Frankie's Friends because you really, really, I know, right? Isn't that something, Douglas? It's something about StreamYard. The other one's a lot clearer. Thanks, Shauna. Much appreciated, friend. So yeah, I think that's just like, how do I get there? It's just the most bizarre thing, isn't it? Likes to bounce off plastic. All righty, where are we here? Bryan Kohberger. Pizza. You rock. So here is that. You know, I was just out driving. That's all. Just driving. As attorneys say, let's see if we can get this centered a lot. Attorneys say in the objection that Kohberger has a long habit of going for drives alone. I have no doubt about that. So Bryan Kohberger, the man charged in the passings of Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, Ethan Chapin, and Xanaker Nodal. Kohberger's attorneys were asked by the state and prosecutors to, they weren't giving an alibi, to produce an alibi of his whereabouts. the night of the attacks at the home on 1122 King Road. On Wednesday, Kohberger's attorneys objected to the request. His attorneys say the objection that Kohberger has a long history for going on drives alone, and that's where he was during the time of these attacks. However, he is not claiming to be in a specific location when driving late at night and early morning of November 12th and 13th. Well, you know what? You don't have to worry about it because your car has told us. It's all good. There's also no witnesses to say precisely where he was. Well, we got you on camera, buddy. So there's lots of witnesses. The defense has stated that all they can firmly state is, at the time, Kohberger's attorney wrote, yeah, he's driving around. That's what they got. How do you think that's going to work for them? So we know that they've got that sheath with DNA on it. And at first they got it from a familiar DNA check, and that was from the garbage. And that came back to his father, Richard's father. Not Richard, Bryan. See, I'm doing it myself. Bryan's. So then they did a cheek swab after he was arrested, and that matched like a gabillion%. The defense team claims rather than filing an official alibi for him, they can corroborate his whereabouts at the time roughly through witness testimony during trial, which is scheduled for October 2. Corroborating evidence may come from cross-examination of state's witnesses, corroborating evidence that may come from presentation of defense experts. Mr. Kohberger is aware of and will comply with his continuing duty to disclose information. The filing said he anticipates his team will call witnesses that will corroborate his location at the time. Good luck finding anything that goes against everything that you've left behind, Bryan Kohberger. So the defense later asked a judge in the motion to exempt him from further inquiry on his alibi. All righty. Are you kidding me? How long is the motion? Let's see if it's...
And welcome back to the news at 4. Earlier this afternoon, attorneys for the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students asked a judge to throw out his case altogether. Bryan Kohberger.
So yeah, that's a big ask. You know, that's a big ask.
His legal team claims the grand jury who indicted him was misled. His second hearing this afternoon just wrapped up within the last hour. We learned the Latah County District Judge denied one of Kohberger's motions to dismiss his grand jury indictment. King 5's Sebastian Robertson joins us now.
So we did win in one area, though, guys. We are getting cameras. So, I mean, that's a good win. And like I said, I'm going to do my damnedest to get into that pool again.
Live from Latah County, Idaho. Sebastian, break it down for us.
Hi, Morgan. Well, you know very well that Bryan Kohberger has been in jail for 10 months now in Latah County, and things have really slowed down because he and his team have waived the right to a speedy trial. Today was one of 2 challenges in an attempt to get that indictment against him, those 4 murder counts and one of burglary that was brought about for a grand jury. They want to get those thrown out essentially on a technicality. Just in the last hour or so, we know that one of...
He's not going to have success, in my personal opinion, with what he is coming up with at these. I mean, he's tried to get everybody to like exit stage left. Go look over there. Go look over here. You know, we got your DNA, buddy. We got your DNA. We've got your phone. I do believe there's going to be more and more evidence on the things that they're keeping quiet. Like I said, we know very, very little of what's going on. And I just think the guy's like a fucktard.
Those challenges was denied. That was a motion to dismiss. Kohberger's attorneys argued that the secret grand jury that was convened in May was, quote, misled as to the standard of proof required to indict, saying they were read the wrong instructions. The defense said that the grand jury was told to consider facts using probable cause instead of beyond a reasonable doubt. Because of this, the defense either wanted the indictment thrown out altogether or wanted a preliminary hearing held in its place. This was one of two motions to dismiss. The first was this morning.
So what do you guys think of these lawyers? What do you think? You think that they're doing their job and they like kick butt at it? Or do you think that they're not the best and they're grasping at straws? I'm curious.
It was sealed, closed to the public. They also argued that the case should be thrown out because of a, quote, biased grand jury, inadmissible evidence, lack of sufficient evidence, and prosecutorial misconduct. Obviously, a lot of claims in there, but we won't get to know the details of that because it is sealed. The judge said he was.
Again, that's sealed, right? They've got a lot, and they always have in this case, that they've kept under seal.
Required to do so because it involves more specifics on the grand jury, which is a secretive process. Both of the challenges to this indictment were considered legal long shots, but it's kind of where we are in this phase. The defense knows that this is a death penalty case, so they're going to try to defend every square inch of the field as this slowly grinds towards trial. As to when that trial may come, it's really anyone's guess. Some legal experts saying we could be a year, possibly 2 years away from this heading to trial in Latah County.
Whoa. Hey, guys. Yeah, up to 2 years. Now it's gonna take a while. This is not something that's gonna happen overnight. And Kohberger needs time to, put things together for a defense because he doesn't seem to really have it. Let me see here. I think. These guys never have volume. I really want to know what you guys think about Bethany and Dylan saying they didn't hear anything. Like, how do you think that's even humanly possible, guys? I'm glad the family got what they wanted. I do believe, in my personal opinion, that that's the way it should work, right? I think it should be the families. So the judge overseeing Bryan Kohberger's case in Idaho will allow continued use of cameras in the courtroom. So like I said, I'm going to have to see. I know last time I applied to be able to stream in the pool stream, they let me know right away and allowed me. So I'll have to look into this and see if I'll be able to do the same with that same paperwork. So Kohberger 28 was charged with 4 counts. They were unalived at their off-campus residence, November 13th. Oh, my word. Kohberger previously stood silent in his arraignment, allowing Judge John Judge to enter a not guilty plea for each charge on his behalf. He has pretty much stayed quiet through everything. 404, 425, such a small timeline, and the defense put him bravely in a car. What do they know that we don't? Very good question, Kat. During Thursday's hearing, Judge announced that he would continue allowing the video cameras in the court despite opposition from the defense and prosecution. Judge said he planned to exert more control over the cameras, although it's unclear how he plans to do so. So I did find a YouTube channel for him at one point. I'm sure it was YouTube. So I'm going to have to check it out because maybe I'm mistaken. But for anybody who works on the same type of thing I do, that's a good place to check anyways. And also in that paperwork that's always on that one link. I'm not going to ban cameras in the courtroom, but I need more control over what cameras are doing, Judge said at a hearing, according to a report by the Seattle Times. I know I can only control so much, but that's why I continue to urge people to be patient and have some dignity and restraint. Yuck. Both defense and the prosecution have argued against the use of cameras in the courtroom. The prosecution said that the cameras should be barred from the courtroom during certain testimony from young and vulnerable witnesses, such as the victims' two roommates. So they're not minors. There's no minors involved. So maybe that's why he decided. The defense previously accused cameras on, can you imagine, focusing on the fly on his pants is what they're saying. Like, are you kidding me? No one wants to see that shite. Yuck. I mean, no, I cannot see anybody doing such a thing, especially like a large outlet. Can I see some twisted mofo that's got himself a sick and twisted little channel? Maybe, but they shouldn't be in there anyways, right? And you do have to be approved from the court to do this. I've been talking to the court in Idaho for the last almost week. So Brad Rudley, deputy attorney of the Latah County Prosecutor's Office, advocate for a complete camera ban, but requested that the judge at least prohibit cameras from filming or shooting sensitive evidence or witness testimonies such as that of Mortensen and Funk. Judge said he would issue his final decision at a later date, making it unclear what impact more control over cameras in the courtroom could have on Mortensen and Funk's testimony. Yeah. I just don't understand. Go over here. I don't want you. You gotta slide over there. Now you can slide over there. Alrighty. DNA on the sheath is pretty weak. It was found under Maddie's body, this sheath. So pretty hard for it to get there in a lot of different scenarios. I'm concerned if it's the only place they have it. Oh, and again, I'd be surprised, right? If that's the only place they have it, but we'll have to see. That can be argued away. There has to be. Like, how is there not? It's, unless there was somebody in that house cleaning. Most certainly circumstantial evidence, I think. It is, I think, but it all leads to one person. All of this does. Like, we've got the entire route his vehicle went on. The entire route. Can they say it's somebody else's? Yeah. But they can say anything they want, it seems. So, yeah. DNA issues are not clear yet. There will be a hearing, but defense did not dispute that. They're just entitled 100% discovery. His lawyers gave the answers to that, but I can't remember what that was. Yeah. It's 4:40 a.m. Tuesday. Have to go to bed. Take care and stay safe, crew. Hey, you as well, friend. Go to bed, man. Go to bed. Yeah, that's the thing. People wear those plastic booties, but wouldn't there even be some sign of that? I'm thinking. Night, Douglas. Good night, Douglas. Circumstantial evidence can be enough to convict. Plenty of it adds up. It's true. That's what I think. Take care, crew. Okay. I can also agree with that, JJ. And then on the other side of that, defense plays reasonable doubt. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All the work everybody puts into this, trying to keep facts correct and, even going through different things that, like the articles we look at, I have to make sure that I'm seeing that in more than one spot and not from, kind of a icky source. So there's a lot of work put into this to be accurate. Of course, I mean, I know that it's never 100%, but that's where you guys come in. We're think tanking it. Nothing is, we're think tanking it, I guess, is just how I'm going to leave it. We're not saying anything as fact. We're doing what a think tank does. Yeah, he studied this stuff big time, guys. The crime scene part is a big, big part. Well said. Yeah, that's very true. He must have left there pretty clean. No red stuff outside except for where it dripped out. So yeah, did he put on different booties as he was leaving the house? Did he just put on more booties? No, not at the home or in the vehicle. It's the silence for me. Is he waiting to go on the stand or will he stay shut all the way through? I think he's doing, personal opinion, I think what he's doing his best to not say a word. That's my thing. All I've ever heard out of him is, "Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, yes, yes." That's all I've ever heard. Yeah. Justice delayed is justice denied. It's a heartbreaking amount of time to wait. Well, correction, there was something of, at his home, but none of that traced back to the kids. You don't think so? I don't think so either. I don't think so either, Tony. So with that said, friends, it is getting to be that time. We should, good night, my friends. Trust me, you don't want me singing. Mexie gets to hear it all the time. It's not a good thing. She's probably deaf. Yeah, even paper boots, James. Oh, that's right. The imprint would show. Yeah, do we know everything about those pillowcases and the sheets yet? Thanks, Tracy. Thank you very much. Great vid, great chat. Thank you, guys. All righty. So I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.